Senegal says it's closing all foreign military bases, which is a move aimed at French troops in the country. This came out after President Diomaye Faye gave an interview on Friday, 27th of December. He said this without really putting any timeline for this foreign troops or French military to leave. He didn't set any timeline. But yeah, we have seen Diomaye Faye have been speaking about this again, time and again, but we did not see any action. But France has so far, it has been facing from a push from Western African states. It has left from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and also Chad, now Senegal. But will Senegal really be able to implement it given its well-established relation with France? That is something to be seen. Only time will tell. For now, this news came out on apnews.com. Here is what it says. Senegal's prime minister said on Friday that the government is closing all foreign military bases, an announcement essentially aimed at France, the West African nation former colonial power. So it's Ousmane Sonko, actually, not Faye, Diomaye Faye. Although Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko did not specifically name French troops, no other foreign forces have military bases in Senegal. I think the US has. It was there temporarily for 6 months, and it at the time there was even accusation that the US is planning, or the US military in Africa is known as AFRICOM. So AFRICOM is in Senegal is planning to stay longer, and the United States has denied it. But we haven't seen any news also that says okay, the US military has left from Senegal, because up until I think June 2023, definitely the US military in Senegal was there. Now let's continue with this AP news. France has faced setbacks in several West African countries in recent years, including Chad, Niger, and Burkina Faso, where French troops that have been on the ground for many years have been kicked out. Sonko made the announcement during a general policy statement to the National Assembly without providing a timeline for the exit of the French troops. This comes now after the Senegalese president, Diomaye Faye, has given an interview. Usually he does not give an interview, but yeah, on that interview, after he said the French military will leave, Diomaye Faye, since he came to power, or together with Ousmane Sonko, this ruling party came to power back in April, so it's less than a year, maybe 6-7 months in power. And they have faced really from their own people that because they promised during their campaign, particularly the prime minister, who is really known to be vocal, Ousmane Sonko, said that all the military bases, foreign military bases, will leave the country, and that Senegal will show support to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. But that has been absent since they came to power. And to some extent, we have seen also some difference between the president, Diomaye Faye, and Ousmane Sonko, the prime minister, although they belong to the same party. So, and people were also on the street asking Diomaye Faye or the government, when are you going to kick out the French military? When are you going to ally with the Sahel states as you promised? In a rare interview, Diomaye Faye said that they don't want a sudden, this is like his literally this is his word, a sudden breakup with France. He say we are taking our lessons from others, so we are taking it slow. We don't want any sudden breakup. And because they came to power in the so-called this electoral democracy, and they think that they can treat this kicking out the French military in a diplomatic way, but that didn't work. We all have seen how Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger has taken action. That was not a diplomatic; it was an order. It's a sovereign country. You have to leave my country. So that is how it went. I don't see what is different for Senegal or Chad. At least Chad is also, it has a well-established relation with Senegal. In fact, when the current president announced that it was asking the French military to leave its base, it surprised everyone. It has caught us by surprise, because even those who left from the Sahel states were having a base, where they were provided a base in Chad. So that came really by surprise. And even after a month or so, the president came and they gave an ultimatum to the French military, which was a 6 weeks, and that 6 weeks to be finished like by the end of this year. Now, all the French military, all with their fighter planes, they have all left Chad. And this was the approach the Chad government has taken. The Chad government, by the way, before the French military, has also kicked the US military. But it's very much, questionable if they are going to take that road, how the Sahel states are taking it, that economic independence, being able to manage their own natural resources, things like that. That seems, very difficult, and I don't know how Chad is going to handle it. And it's the same with Senegal, because much of its trade, its business is owned by France. I think more than 60%, and this is what they are afraid. But the talk on the streets are also something different. They think that Diomaye Faye his allegiance is to France rather than as opposed to really to his people. We have seen him, twice in Paris meeting with Macron, and one was for an event where other international leaders are also invited. So it's like, and I don't know if it looks like Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko have any say above the president. So although he's the one who has been vocal about it, it's something that we are going to see. But what we should not forget is that, when currently the Sahel states, the Niger president and that military spokesperson for Niger, representing all the Confederation of the Sahel states, told us is that, they accused Nigeria for allegedly destabilizing Niger and the Sahel states by collabing or collaborating with France. And they said some of these states, the Western African states, they say that they are asking the French military to leave, but that is all a pretext. So now that makes us, to question and doubt really when they say that they ask the French military to leave, do they really mean it? Like, what is the agreement behind the scene? All those things are to be unpacked as we go. Only time will tell. But for now, is it believable when Senegal tells us that all the foreign military bases will be closed? It's in question mark. Yeah. So I leave it for you. What do you think of this? Ousmane Sonko saying this. Do you think they have been saying this in various time, but we haven't seen any action? How do you think of Senegal's move? Versus when you compare it with Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and even Chad lately? Yeah, that is my question to you. But Senegal has its own historical reason for acting slow and for whatever it's doing. Okay. Next, I'll share a video with you where I analyze the historical background of Senegal before and now. Also, there is a very similar situation that you can draw. So it's proving who it is again and again, meaning Senegal. But yeah, so let us know if what do you think of if we believe Senegal when it tells us foreign military bases are about to close in Senegal. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this? Go ahead and share the video with others. Give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that so far. Support us through our PayPal account and buy me a coffee link. You can find it in the description section. That was it for now for me. Bye bye.